Hi, I'm Shawn Donaldson. We're going to have a look a little bit at Bassai Dai today. Originally coming from Bassai, from the Matsumura School of Fighting, and we're just going to have a look at the very first movement. So, depending on the school, it may look a little bit different, particularly if you practice the older version, but quite simply, feet come together, the hands in the sun and moon posture. We're going to bring the posture up and then come through like this. And as you'll see here, the rear hand is reinforcing the other hand. In this sequence, Peter's going to grab a hold of my wrist, and nobody ever grabs a wrist just for the sake of grabbing it. He's either going to pull me to take me somewhere, or he's going to pull me in order to throw a strike, generally at the head, a hook punch or something like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to control the hand, placing it over like this. Control the hand, and bring it up, like this. And what I'm doing is I'm creating a lock here against the wrist, and then from here, then I can just manipulate that by pressing down or pressing forward. If I want to push him, the problem with this is he will simply step back. He'll regain his position and he'll be able to throw strikes again. So what I do to prevent that is I can do a crescent kick because of forgetting, or in MMA terms they might call it a grapevine, and we'll have a look at the grapevine a little more in its normal context in a second. I control from here, protecting myself against the other hand, covering. In order to now take his position, I'm going to hook this here, press down and shove in order for him to go down. Looking at that one more time, just on my own. I'm bringing the hands up together, here or here, circling them up, hooking the leg and pressing. Another time we might need to do this, particularly with the grapevine, is if I'm against the wall, or in MMA terms you'll find them sometimes against the cage. Okay? He's got me in a bear hug and he's trying to shove me up against the wall to control my position. So now I need to get some room, and I do so by creating a triangle. He's shoved me up against the wall. I hit the kidney with a hammer fist. Bicep bump at the head, come over the top. Elbow down in the clavicular fossa, and I'm going to press and shove. Again, the problem with this is he's going to create distance, he's going to come back in and strike. So what I'm going to do to prevent that is, again, I'm going to grapevine. Okay, so I'm going to hammer down into the kidneys, I'm going to shoot up into the head, and I'm going to come over the top. From here, I'm going to drive a knee straight into his testicles, boom! And then I'm going to hook the leg into the grapevine. I'm going to create the base and shove my hips in order to create room. Right, so in this application, we're going to look at a double leg takedown. So James is basically going to try and run in and take my legs and take me over this way. In MMA terms, you might call it a sprawl. I need to kick my legs out, keep my weight forward. So as he shoots in, I'm simply going to check his neck and check his arm down this way. From here, as I move towards him, I'm going to scoop one arm underneath. I'm then going to create a fist, and then I'm going to crank this up with the other hand. I'm just going to open this right up so you can see. And then as I lift this, I create the choke. So the movement looks like this. I'm going to shoot, I'm going to lift up like this, and then I'm going to push like this. Again, the problem is he's still got the use of the legs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten him up. So as he comes in, I'm going to come down, start to lift up. Now he's got the ability to move, so I'm going to keep him in really tight by pulling his hips in. The way I pull his hips in is through the use of the legs. So again, using the grapevine, I'm going to pull him in nice and tight, and then get the crank. As you can hear with the cough, that the choke works. So if we look at that in the kata, I'm shooting down like this, and then my hands are coming down into a kind of a yoi position. I'm going to scoop up underneath the throat. I'm going to bring the hand up like this to choke. At the same time, I'm coming up this way in order to go there. Okay? Again, one more time. He shoots underneath. I get the choke and crank it on. Thanks for watching. That's the application for the first movement of Bassai Dai. We looked at a couple of grappling applications. There can obviously be simple striking applications as well. I'm Shawn Donaldson for Kuru Tunati. Make sure you subscribe to our channel as well, and we'll have a few more videos coming out looking at other applications from further moves in Bassai Dai, and also Comfort Dai coming up soon as well, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching.